What is Jasper Chat? Can it write prompts? Does it really talk back? Today's big question is, how on earth do you write a prompt? What do you say? Where do you get the inspiration from? Use Jasper and you'll see. Hey there, Susan here from ePubTechReviews, and today I decided to ask Jasper to help me out. I wanted to elaborate more in my ebook, all in the prompt. And it's the problem of people not being able to know what to speak. Me included. We don't know what to ask in a prompt. How do you frame the question? So today I'm in Jasper Chat, which is in beta. And as I'm going along, I want you just to pause the video so you can read Jasper's responses. Otherwise we'll be here all day. So I asked Jasper, write a paragraph about how to create effective prompts. Where to begin? He says that it can be tricky. My next point was, my topic is how to craft a prompt in the first place. So I was being a bit sarcastic there. And again, pause it so you can read Jasper's response. Basically, it's all about understanding your audience and what type of content they are looking for. Okay, so I then said, well, suggest 5 visuals for a baking prompt, which was an incorrect prompt on my part because I mistook visuals. I didn't realize he was going to come back with what pictures to use. It's visual, but I meant like, give me a list of sentences. So again, it's all in the prompt. So here you go. He said to my 5 visuals, a bowl of freshly mixed ingredients, an array of measuring spoons. Hey, I got what I asked for. Okay, I said I didn't mean visuals as in images. I meant give me a written example of interactive prompts. So here you go. This is what he came up with. Then I asked, why are these good prompts? To which Jasper said, it encourages creative thinking and problem solving, right? And it also gives the user a mystery to solve. It tests the person's knowledge of sweet ingredients. It challenges the user to use their knowledge in different types of baking techniques. And this prompt educates the user on how much sugar is necessary. But then I thought, well, okay, I'm not doing a cooking show or anything right now. So it's like, can you give me some prompt writing examples for an author? And he came back with, what made you want to become an author? How about personal experiences? What is your writing process like? What emotions do you want to evoke? I said, Jasper, I think we're at cross purposes here. I'm trying to help people think of what to actually ask in a prompt when first starting out. So he came back with, well, what inspired you to start writing? And I'll pause it, you pause it again. Right, so I put, all right, let's summarize the plot of a book. So then he came up with, an old man recounts his life story to a young girl from his humble beginnings to his rise through the ranks of a prestigious organization. My question was, why was the old man telling his story to a young girl? So you can see how we get some dialogue going. And it is called chat, after all, and for good reason. Yes, you can achieve the same probably in ChatGPT, but I would say that you pay the $20 a month, which is extremely reasonable, so you will be able to log into ChatGPT. You can always log into Jasper. Anyway, the old man was telling his story to the young girl to impart the wisdom he had gained during his lifetime. I'm pausing here to give you a chance to pause the video so you can read it. What kind of prestigious organization was it? I asked. And he said, the old man was part of a well-respected global organization that worked to create a better world for its citizens. In what way did the old man make a difference in the lives of others? What mark did he leave historically? So you see, I'm trying to get specific with my questions to Jasper. And Jasper said, the old man worked tirelessly to bring about a positive change. And I said to myself, I know you've already said that. So, with my exclamation point here, Jasper, give me an example of what his company was called and how it came to be called that. So Jasper came back with it was called the Global Cooperation Initiative and was named this because its mission was to foster cooperation among nations. Yay, and I put, now we're getting somewhere. Jasper says, absolutely, what else would you like to know? I said, Jasper, you just made me laugh. Glad I could make you laugh. Is there anything else I can do for you today? And I said, yes, let's get back to creating AI prompts. I want to write an updated ebook on how people start crafting prompts when they don't know what to ask. Sure thing, let's get started. Writing prompts is an incredibly valuable tool for sparking creativity, blah, 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 right? Brainstorm ideas first. Ask questions and be curious. Use AI technology. Utilize natural languaging process, language NLP. Experiment with different types of media and observe existing patterns, such as Twitter or Facebook. That caught my eye, and I asked, how do you study existing patterns on Twitter and Facebook? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm trying to elicit a response, okay? Studying existing patterns on social media involves looking at what type of content is successful, okay? You can see to understand what type of topics tend to be more popular. Okay, I thought now we're getting somewhere. I said that's a great point about looking at user engagement and seeing which topics are popular. And he said absolutely, visualizing user engagement, such as comments and likes and shares, help us to identify the popular topics. So I said, how do you compile data in people's posts? Isn't that taking people's private property and plagiarizing? And he said, yeah, compiling data from people's posts is something that should only be done with permission. So there you go. This is an example of how using the chat functionality of Jasper elicits better prompts. Okay, so watch the video a few times and pause it where necessary to read what was said back and forth. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the button below. I appreciate all you viewers. Thanks for watching. And I will have more on prompting. Trust me, it's a subject that is tough, but it needs to be explored in more depth. Okay, bye now.